Please excuse the attire, it's exceedingly hot. It's not actually that hot in this caravan now because we removed the three-way fridge. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Some of the alterations that I've had to make to the caravan for kind of full-time living really, and also in practice for our holiday. So the three-way fridge was just running way too high wattage, as I've explained before, and we bought a new one that is much easier to manage and doesn't deplete my batteries. Because once we're on the road and once we're going, off-grid, we're going to be running on solar power and we don't want our batteries being depleted. So Jess and I took the fridge out. We have just taken our fridge out in the caravan. Let me show you. There it is. So we've got a whacking great gap and a hole, and there's the wheel arch. We were hoping to fit our alpacool in there, but it ain't going to happen. The other dilemma we've got is we're not sure if that's going to go out through the door. So Jess is just about to do some measuring. Aren't you, Jess? How are we looking?
No.
No? No. Oh God. It may have to go out the window. Right, see that window? And there's the fridge outside. We did it.
What are we going to do with the fridge?
There's the fridge. So we'll have to put that somewhere exciting. Really quite simple, just had to unplug the electricals for it, undo the screws that were on the inside. The inside had about four to six, I think it was, screws that had little covers on. We just took those out. And then we had to disconnect the gas at the back. So obviously I isolated everything, disconnected the gas, and I've put a blocking cap on the gas, but that can also be isolated as well. So even when I use the gas here, as long as the fridge is completely isolated, even if my gas cap isn't, I mean, it works. It's got an olive on it, and it's a proper compression fitting, so it should be absolutely fine. But even if that leaked, the other one would isolate it, so no problems there. So the space, as you can see, is kind of a bit open to the outside now, and that's what's keeping us cool at the moment, which is really good. However, in winter, that is going to get very cold. It's going to let all the cold air in. So we'll have to block those vents up, which won't be a problem because we have vents for the gas and for the air blowers and all of that sort of stuff. Those are separate vents on the outside. So we're not going to get, backrush of carbon monoxide or anything like that. The vents were purely for the fridge compression system for the heat exchange. So to fill that space, we've got the new fridge, which is a 12 volt compressor fridge. We're going to be using that. We're going to put that in there. That will stick out a little bit, but not as far as the bed sticks out, or no further than the bed. So it won't get in the way, really. It'll kind of be flush with where the bed is, so that's okay. We are considering upgrading the caravan later, but not just yet. We're not going to make any rash decisions, emotional purchases. We've done all of that. That's what's got us in the situation we're in now. So we're going to be, as and when we sell the house, which got a good feeling about. We get everything out of the house, obviously, put a load of stuff in storage, just in case, just to keep our options open. We might keep one bed, just in case, we might end up with a static caravan or something like that, which has a bed. Could even end up with a larger boat or, a barge type thing. I don't know. I really don't know at the moment. But if we do, we might need a double bed. So we'll keep all of that. For the moment, we can get rid of it very, very quickly, and the storage is only £100 a month. Massive 20-foot container. We can store most of what's in the house in there. So where was I? Yes, the fridge that we've got, the new compressor fridge, we're going to leave at home when we go away, and we're going to put our alpacool fridge in the awning. So we're going to run it in the car on the way down to our camping spot, and then we're going to take it out of the car, plug it into I've had to put a cigarette lighter socket. Well, I didn't have to. I could have just cut it off and wired it direct to my battery, but I've wired it into my fuse box, and the alpacool can plug directly into there. That's all separate. It's got its own separate fuse and everything else, and we're going to take that away with us instead. So we won't have a freezer compartment, but we don't need one when we're just camping for a few days. So back to what I was saying. If as and when the house sells, we will be living in this caravan. So we'll probably spend some time in it until we're absolutely fed up with it, and then we'll probably upgrade. Depending on what we get for the house, of course. And most of our we've got a load of options on the table. They're all priced up. We've spoken to people about every single one of them. When I say spoken to people, I mean professionals who know what they're talking about all of these things, and we've got contacts in all of these different areas: buying land, getting a static on land, living on land with a caravan, the situation down at the marina. All of these things we've had conversations with, and they're all kind of backed up. up. I'm not going to cover it all on video because there's no point, because we don't really know exactly what we're going to be doing until we know what we're going to get for the house. Once we know what we've got for the house, we will be rocking and rolling, and then we can start really knuckling down on the plans and tightening up on what we're going to do. But we will take some time out because we don't want to be making emotional kind of jumped decisions, if you know what I mean. So that's that. So yeah, I had a crazy morning the other morning. I was I went out to feed my seagulls, right? So I feed the birds in the garden every morning, and they expect it. If if it gets past 8 o'clock and I'm sitting there chatting with Jess, as we do over coffee, the birds start peering in the window. They all stand on the conservatory and start peering in, so I have to go out there with their bird seed. And now the seagulls that have got 3 chicks up on the chimney next door, bless them, they've nested there, I think because there's a food source nearby, obviously us, or what we put out for the birds. So I bought some white fish the other day, and I've been cooking that under the grill, but of course that stinks the house out, right? We don't want to do that. So what I've been doing is one morning I took the microwave and put it outside. This is on the Tuesday. Put it on the table and microwaved the fish outside because we had a viewing that day. I didn't want the house to stink. Cooked the fish outside, and then the seagulls were very, very grateful. All a bit bonkers. And then from there I went straight into the caravan and went and put some Velcro on the roof, as you do. And the reason for that was because I haven't yet Sikaflexed all the solar panel gear onto the roof, which I did want to do, and drill holes and everything else, but we're just going away for a few days, so I thought, well, I haven't had time to kind of do that properly, plus I need the panels in the house because we're still running the fridge in the house and I haven't got to, so we probably won't wire it all in until we're almost ready to leave the house, literally, once we've sold. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is we're going to take the solar panels down in the car to the camp spot, and I'm going to stick them on the roof on the Velcro when we get to the campsite. Obviously I wouldn't risk driving down a motorway with them just Velcro to the roof because they'll fling off and go through someone's windscreen, which we don't want happening. So I've just got some decent Velcro. We'll put them on there. That should cover most bits of wind during the night, hopefully. I don't think there's any signs it's going to be too windy while we're away. So that's what we're going to do. And this is all about part of being completely independent and free to go where we want to go. And when we're driving through Europe, and if we have to do like a last minute stop somewhere, it doesn't matter if we have electric hookup or not because we'll have all the gear. But storage is going to be an issue. Some of you have commented on storage in this little caravan, and you've seen the caravan. It's tiny. It's a little 2-bedroom. Hasn't even got a bed made up. Hasn't got a separate bedroom. Nothing. So I say two bedrooms. I say two berth. So yeah, we have to make the bed up every night, and so if we are going to live in it for a considerable period of time, we are seriously considering upgrading either the caravan or to a motorhome. A motorhome may be the way to go. It's just another engine, and I don't like the fact we'd have to go around to the shops in it and take the whole home with us every time we go. And I'm not towing a car behind before you say anything. I know people do, but yeah, I don't really fancy doing that. So yeah, we're getting everything together. As you know, Jess damaged her foot recently. That's still healing because she had it wasn't a hairline fracture, it was something else fracture, I can't remember what it was called. So that's all still healing up. So we'll probably just laze about in the caravan for a few days and maybe chat about some plans. And also we're just going to read. I've got loads of reading to do, taking my guitar and some my little recording device, do a bit of music. And we're going to be taking our Netflix, our Fire Stick, and watch Netflix on my monitor. And hopefully we'll have no problem streaming that because we're going to have our 5G router with the 5G antenna, which we're going to put on the outside of the caravan. The reason for that is because the router won't work properly because the antenna needs to be external because the caravan is like a Faraday cage. It's made of metal, so you won't get a signal outside of it. I'm going to put it on a pole. It's an old extendable washer pole. Somehow fix that to the side of the awning or the caravan, and Bob's your uncle. Should be good. The geek in me was even looking at the cellmapper.net, where you can map out where the nearest 5G signals are, and I was thinking, so when I get to the campsite I'll know exactly which way to point my antenna, but I couldn't figure it out, so I kind of gave up on that idea fairly quickly. So I'll just have to twizzle it around and like the old-fashioned movies, when the guy's up on the roof with the antenna and shouting down to the wife. And that's why I've got walkie-talkies, you see. Essential part of camping. So we will get to use them even if I have to chat with Jess while I go to the shower. I think I mentioned before, being an amateur radio license holder, I've got all the Bofengs and all the VHF radios and stuff. So I'll be taking a whole bag of comms with me, of course. As far as the boat's concerned, that will stay as is for now. We're not going to make any big changes, but we are already going down there. We have been down there a couple of times and started cleaning up and just getting to know the boat and looking around it and sort of deciding, here's what we want to do, here's what we don't want to do, and we're going to make it so that we can actually stay on it, so that we can do something on it, we can cook on it, we can sleep on it. We'll have a toilet installed. We'll do all of that. Most of it we can do ourselves. The electrics will probably be scrappy. They won't be all hidden away, all nice under plush material and all this sort of stuff. It's not going to be TikTok style, right? It's not what we're about. We've been living kind of Mad Max in our house for quite a while, with 12-volt lighting around ever since COVID. They, when they were threatening about fuel prices going up and rocketing, and it's still doing it now, even though I see the Brent crude price of a barrel of oil has just plummeted. And is that reflected in the petrol stations? No. So they are just absolutely fleecing us and will continue to do so. So, anything I can save on energy, we will do. And for me, solar power with batteries is the way to go. So that's what we're doing. So I can wire everything up on the boat, put a little inverter if we did need some mains on there, no problem at all. Make sure I've got enough battery capacity for winter and for the grey days. And yeah, so that'll be an ongoing project. And I was really encouraged actually by some of your comments. Thank you very much. There was a couple of comments, saying, yeah, absolutely, this will be a really good project for you. And you agreed that the boat will be something to get stuck into, during retirement rather than sort of lazing about. There's the risk of that. So it will be good. And of course, as you pointed out, whoever made that comment will learn a lot. And, I've already learned a lot about diesel engines and, not only the Volvo engine, but also the boat engine. But, I love learning. Life for me has to be about, I've got to learn something every day. And that's what I'm about. I've just got to learn. You'll never know, it's too late now to know everything there is in the world. Back in the day, back in the 1800s, you could learn in a lifetime everything that every human knew. Now that's utterly impossible. I don't know if I've explained that right, but yeah, look it up, it's a thing. So obviously when we're away, we're going to be filming loads, showing you how the solar panels work, hopefully, and don't blow off. There's a lovely woodland walk as well nearby. Whether we'll be able to do much walking, I don't know, but that'll be quite nice as well. They said there's wild camping as well. Yeah, so maybe I'll take a tarp down there and set up camp one day. You never know. Could be fun. So obviously we've got a lot of camping equipment to take that we've accrued over the years, and I'll show you that when we're away. I've even got like a ball cock and float system that plugs into my water barrel, so that if we've got a water mains connection, which you quite often do, or water very, very nearby, you can literally just hook up this system to it, and then as your barrel goes down, it turns the tap on and fills it up automatically, so you don't have to keep going off and carrying the barrel of water back. But last time I tried it just leaked everywhere, so we'll see. Other than that, I sprayed the caravan with something called Phoenix Bobby Dazzler earlier, which you just spray all over and then just give it a wipe down, and it's looking really nice and shiny, so that's great. Don't want to turn up to the campsite with a scrappy caravan, do we? Might only be a 2-berth, but we want to be the best looking caravan on the spot. Anyway, so it's all about taking a break for us. That's a much needed break, and probably the start of many more, I reckon. If the house doesn't sell quickly, and it drags on, then we're going to start taking loads and loads of breaks and just enjoying ourselves, and getting out and about and meeting and talking to people as well while we're camping. I know there was another comment very interesting about being a ranger or being a campsite park warden, which could be something, and that's something we have looked into. I've spoken to a couple of people now about that, and that could be a possibility as well, where you can camp there pretty much for free for the whole season, or you camp there and you get paid, either way. But quite often there's a deal to be made there, so that's something we could end up talking to people about at this campsite. We never know. But for now, I'm getting a bit warm now because there's no windows open in here. I'll try and get the footage for when we're away done and uploaded fairly quickly, so I can run through all of that. You know, right now it's all about we're trying to just enjoy the freedom that we've got so far and keep an open mind for options. I'll see you in the next video.